So I go back from the market and realize that I had forgotten to buy the agushi that I was supposed to use to prepare this kontomire stew. But let's improvise, okay? So I started by heating up some palm oil and then I followed it up with some chopped onions. So I allowed this to fry for about 3 minutes and then I went ahead to add in my shrimps, okay? So I hadn't taken off the shells completely. These are fresh shrimps, okay? And then once that went in, I gave it a stir and then added my blended onions and ginger. So I didn't add garlic because from what I've learned on these YouTube streets, garlic doesn't do well in palm oil, okay? So once that was in, it had boiled up a bit for about 5 minutes. I went in with my tomatoes and pepper, blended of course. And then once that was also mixed in properly, I covered and allowed this to simmer. So now that we forgot the agushi, I decided to use my homemade soya bean powder. So I mixed the soya bean flour with a bit of water to form a paste. So I was hoping that this would behave like the agushi, okay? But unfortunately, it didn't. You will see very soon. It didn't curdle in the stew like I wanted it to. So I ended up adding some eggs as well. So in the future, or if ever I'm going to do this again, what I'll do is to add the eggs into my soya bean powder or flour instead of mixing it with water. I mean, sometimes I do that with the agushi as well, and then I'll add it into the stew so that I'll get the chunks in there, if you get what I mean. But anyway, once that was mixed in, I then added the eggs because I wanted it to have a little body. I covered for a bit. Once it was opened, my eggs were a bit chunky, so I stirred it in as well. And then went in with my cooked willy, or my Nigerians to call it bomo, and then some shrimp seasoning and salt. So I had my cooked kontomire on the side as well, and that also went in. I gave it a stir to mix all the ingredients beautifully together. So if this was Nigeria, I would call this camouflage egusi soup, all right? But here in Ghana, we are going to call it soya bean kontomire stew. So I had mine with some semi-ripe plantains, and it was so good. Please do try it and let me know how it went. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and share this video. And keep blooming.